that you're aware as well. There's more ice out there for your opponent, too.
From their own end, trying to kickstart this power play. Believe the Heights got a hold of the puck now. Oh, what a hit. He got all of that hip check. Sends a pass over. And that's a great hits-up play by Boyd. Slides it diagonally to Hudson. Gives it right back. Moves the puck along the half wall. Oh, what a stop on the play. Here's a chance, sends it in front. And the puck is snagged and covered up for a whistle. Just moments away from the resumption of this power play. They're ready to drop the puck here for this face-off.
Nygaard's almost ready to get back on the ice.
The Mighty Ducks run out of time on the man advantage. Both sides back to even strength.
Power plays have the opportunity to really dictate pace and change the momentum of the game, and this one didn't do it.
Well, it won't count a special teams activity, but they still get the mission accomplished.
Well, it's also game management here. They recognize that that player was just coming out of the box, so it's attack mentality. They have the momentum, they have the pressure, they took it to the net.
Anaheim's clearly had a few energy drinks prior to puck drop because they're already up by a pair here in the first.
It's always great to see a team come out and play with desperation, not just at the end of the game. There's been urgency to their step and a lot of pace to their play.
Avoids the poke check and maintains possession. Puck scooped up by Goudreau. Let's see what the officials are calling.
You can see the frustration as he slams the penalty box door, James. That's his second of the period, and he knows he's put his team in a bad spot.
Montreal's power play unit puts their hard hats on as they go back to work.
Power play is struggling. You got to find a way to get the puck to the net, and you have to have net front presence take away the eyes of the tender. You know they work on it from a young age. Anticipation, puck tracking, depth perception, take away the eyes.
Goudreau's ready for the draws. They will continue to try to kill off this penalty. Off the draw, and a nice job locking up his opponent. Conway's got it to the side. Here's a centering pass. And a new pass. The Mighty Ducks gain possession along the wall. Anaheim's got it in their own zone. Shakes himself free. Sends it over front. Scores! What an opportunity and delivers. Still some precious time left on this power play as they get set to drop the puck. And off the face-off, they take possession. Here inside the defensive zone, they get the puck. Moves it to Goudreau. Anaheim's got the puck against the boards. Montreal's power play is over. What a disaster as they give up a shorthanded goal.
And that's a tough one for the power play team here, James, giving up a shorty on that one. What matters now is what you do next. Reset, refocus, and attempt to get back in this one. Hudson's the one to lead the comeback here. He's the captain of this team with an offensive zone face-off. No better way to create some momentum than get one on the board.
Takes the shot. Great stop by the goaltender off the glove. Takes the feed in the middle of the neutral zone. That'll do it for period number 1. We'll drop the puck on the second period in just moments. period number 2 set to go here. Officials moments away from dropping the puck. Well, let's see if there was any message sent in the dressing room here before the start of the second, because it was one-sided, to say the least, in the first. Well, we've seen a pretty good sample size already played thus far. Cheryl, your assessment?
The Mighty Ducks have had a strong start to this game. I mean, they've possessed the puck, and they've had their opponent on their heels all night long, and they've been chasing because of that possession time. When you chase the puck, you open up lanes, and you wear your opponent down. That's exactly what they did, and they've attacked the net.
Believe the Heights got a hold of the puck. Looks to pass it to Boyd. Slides it across. A game of inches, and he puts it off the outside of the post.
Caulfield's got to be so frustrated, James. He's hit the bar a number of times tonight. Just when he thinks it's going to go in, here's the medal.
Puck picked up by Hudson. And he sidesteps the check there. Pass in front. Oh, he comes up with a stop.
These are always high-tempo pace games. They are fast because the puck is slinging back and forth right now, trading chances at either end.
We're still in the early stages of this period. Anaheim's on easy street right now. They lead at 3-0. Good heads-up play to sneak in there on the tie-up to come up with the puck. Oh, what a hit check. He got all of that. And that's off the stick. He scores! And there's the hat-trick, and let those shackles fly.
Anytime you get a hat-trick, it's a special moment for a player or an athlete here, James. But to do it at home and have all of those stats flying out on the ice, it's a pretty special one.
Anaheim's been on a roll all night long. They continue to show no signs of slowing down here in period number 2.
Yeah, they're not taking their foot off the gas pedal here, James. They've been pushing and pressing all game long. And look at the scoreboard. It's the reason why they're ahead.
Deflected away. Nice defensive use of the stick there. We haven't even hit the midway mark of the period. The Mighty Ducks are on the cusp of making this a blowout, leading by 4. Goodrow won the draw, now look to set up. Oh my, well that's one way to release some frustration.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a purpose to this, right? You're getting blown out, you're trying to send a message, trying to ignite a spark underneath your team. Oh, well, there's going to be a call on that one, James.
Penalty coming up here.
He's such a dangerous penalty killer because he's not afraid to pounce on loose pucks, as we saw earlier with the shorthanded goal. But now, he's the one in the box.
Montreal's got another opportunity here on the man advantage.
An opportunity on the power play to right the wrong, giving up that shorty earlier. A real trendsetter here, the ability to get back on your toes and put one by.
Block shot.
Well, if you want to be on the PK, James, you have to know how to get in front of shots, and he does exactly that, taking away the threat.
Conway's taking it from his own end. Oh, and he cracks it perfectly in the offensive end. Takes it to the net. And that's broken up with a stick in front. Excellent stick work on the play. Anaheim's looking to break out. From the defensive zone, they move the puck around. Rocked him right against the boards.
He's up and along the wall, and there is no give, James, and that was just a thunderous hit.
Slides it over with pace to Boyd. Penalty has expired. You've got to give the shorthanded unit a lot of credit there.
And even when you're on a power play, you have more time and space, but you have to have urgency, and there was none on that PP sequence. This group has to figure out a way to generate. Let's have another look at that monster of a hit there, James. You got to love it. You have to have great timing, and you got to know when your opponent's vulnerable.
And they win the face-off and set up to go on the attack. Hudson's lugging the puck. We've got icing on the play. Face-off coming up.
But when you're on, James, and just look at a highlight reel of the hat-trick that he's had tonight. I mean, he does it different ways where that puck is on his stick. He's found his way to the net, and he's converted 3 times tonight. I mean, you just have to get the puck to him. You know, the coach and all his teammates are saying, get it over to him. He's going to put it in.
And he had an answer with that save.
Sometimes it's all worth working for you, James, and it's all working for him tonight. And you wish you could just circle these dates on the calendar and remember them and recall them when you're facing adversity, because everything seems to be working for him tonight. When it's on his stick, when it's off his stick, his shot, everything is looking good. A multiple-point effort in this one so far.
Points taken down to the ice. We got a penalty coming up. Oh, these home fans have had enough. They're wondering when a call's going the opposite way here, Cheryl.
You can hear the frustration right now with that third call in a row, I might add, James. I mean, this is a one-sided game, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Good job tangling up his opponent here. Unleashes a cannon! Tremendous block on the play.
Well, and the bench really erupts on that one, because otherwise it would have been in the back of the net.
He's up! Makes the save! Delayed penalty coming up here by the official. There's the whistle, and here's the call. Points going off for a pair for cross-checking.
The game is getting out of hand. You're down by a bunch. You take another penalty. You got to find a way to just reset your composure.
As we get set for the face-off, a chance to see both teams in a little 4-on-4 action here.
4-on-4, you want to utilize north, south, east, west, and capitalize on the speed with the extra ice available. You can bet your coaching staff is going to put some pretty quick players out there.
Montreal's gained possession along the boards. Slides back to check. Scores! The Mighty Ducks have been moving and grooving all night long, early in the second period here, Pounder.
They're finding a way to get the puck, and not because they're retrieving it, but when they get it, they're keeping it. They're not letting anyone have it, and the motion in the offensive zone has been incredible, and the score is a result.
Time running out with this man advantage. Here we go.
Points almost out of the box.
Oh, look at this!
Being on the power play is a privilege. Trust me, I know. I was never on it, always on the PK. So for those players who didn't execute, yes, they had a comfortable lead, and some would say it's not a big deal.
Scores! Deuces Wild as that's his second of the game.
Well, he's got 2 tallies on the score sheet, James, but I love his game off the puck as well. I think that he's had a hard nose on the forecheck. He's hounded it, he's hunted it, and guess what? He's been rewarded for his efforts.
The Mighty Ducks are on cruise control here in the second. They have absolutely dominated. Quick pass to Nygaard. Grabs it in his own end. Nygaard's got it into offensive territory. Takes a spill onto the ice and loses the puck. Puck is frozen and we'll get a face-off. Anaheim's had one song in their mind all night long. Shot, 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 shot. They continue to lead late in the second. And off the draw, they win possession. Here they come down the right side and on the attack. Let's move to the middle. And he shuts down a great scoring chance there. Icing is the call. We'll get a reset. Officials have got both teams ready, and it looks like play set to resume here. Anaheim's won the draw, no goal to work.
The pressure's on the defensive side of the puck. If they win it clean, and they have an opportunity right away with the tired group that they're playing against.
Here's a short pass to Nygaard, and he's knocked off the puck there. Oh, they'll be forced to start over from center as the puck leaves the zone. And that's offside, stopping the play. Timbers flaring after the whistle here.
Everyone knows you can't shoot the puck after the whistle, James. There's traffic in front. It can be dangerous. But what it's doing, it's getting under the skin of your opponent. And that's exactly what his intentions were. We're not saying it's over yet, James, and this is why there's a fight here. You want to spark some energy, get something going for your team, as it hasn't been a good start.
Well, looks like the officials have got all the debris off the ice, and we're back to getting some hockey going again. And with the two centers tangled up, the winger skates away with it. And he takes the feed. Time ticking away, and he comes up big. Well, there you go. 2 periods down, 1 more to go. At least for now, right? Third period just around the corner. 2 periods tonight.
Montreal's got to get the puck, James. I mean, to put it in layman's term, 1, you got to get the puck. 2, you got to score. They're not doing either.
Takes the feed. Went for the dirty dangle, and it goes sideways.
Sometimes when you lose the puck, it's a product of trying to do too much. Sometimes keeping it simple is more effective.
Fires it! Blocked, and he may have just stopped the goal.
I think he did, James. I mean, you got to protect the house, especially when it's a great stretch shot like that, and he finds a way to get in front of that and quick.
Sends it over! And that ricochets off a twig in front. And a great scene! Oh, and he delivers a thunderous hit check.
Goudreau is really laboring to get off here, James. It looks like he's been injured. I hope he's okay because they're going to need him in this game.
The Mighty Ducks have played in their own end. On the attack along the boards. Delayed penalty looming. Picked up along the boards by Hudson. The Mighty Ducks are off to the box. Interference the call.
This is a frustrating situation, James. Just taking a whack-load of penalties and really unable to get any momentum in this game because they're shorthanded the whole time.
Another chance here on the man advantage.
It can certainly be frustrating when you get multiple opportunities and you don't cash in. Well, they have another opportunity right now. The focus has to be to win the faceoff, get to their positions, and put the puck to the net. Keep it simple.
Oh, and some lost momentum as the puck leaves the zone. Tries to get this man advantage going from their own end now. Handles the pass. One-timer! Anaheim's going to be able to kill a few seconds off now with the puck. And they get the puck out of the defensive end. Oh, and a misfire as that goes right out of the zone. Nice play shorthanded as they get control of the puck. And it curls off the ball and it stays out.
Caulfield's back on the ice after serving a 5-minute major for fighting, and he had an opportunity to rest and relax in the ball.
He scores! And he completes the hat trick.
He's been tipping and buzzing on the ice this entire night, hasn't he, James? And man, do the fans appreciate him. This is a real tough play for a goaltender to get a read on, James. You're in that inner slot area, the puck's on the backhand, fighting for position and getting it off quickly. That's a tough one to read, and a reason why it goes to the back of the net.
The Mighty Ducks continue to bring up the score here in period number 3.
Well, it's just been a terrific collective effort. Now they're on the home stretch, and the coaching staff has a real opportunity to utilize their bench, rest their star players, and this is critical when you're in a long season.
And he lowers the boom!
Well, that's a huge hit. It's message sending, James. I mean, you want your opponent to hear footsteps, right? Be looking on either side and making sure that you're wearing them down. He does exactly that with that huge hit.
Oh, it stops him again!
So I love what he's trying to do here, James. He wants to separate the body from puck, and that's exactly what you got to do. You got to play with a competitive edge and an intensity.
The Mighty Ducks have a significant lead here in the 3rd period. They have brought their A game tonight. Believe the Hypes got the win off that draw. Montreal's in on the offensive attack now. Anaheim's got the puck now. Referee signals penalty coming up here with a delayed call. Quick shot. Whistle blows, stopping the play. Points going off for interference.
James, sometimes you just don't have your A game, and tonight is one of those nights. I mean, they're trailing in this game by a large margin, and they've been pranced into the penalty box. That's a tough penalty to take, but it's showing their frustration.
Looking to get it out, and they get the puck out of the zone, and that's a break for the squad.
Oh, yeah, this PK unit, they're right there for a reason, James. You have to be able to clear the puck, and it's easier said than done, but they make no mistake this time.
Takes the puck behind the net. He scores!
This is the day you're gonna die, the day you're gonna die. And I'm in love with the world, so take it easy on me. When the war is over,
Hi, everybody. I'm James Savolsky for EA Sports. The challenge was thrown down, and they certainly accepted. Let's see who the better squad is. Yeah, you can just feel the buzz of this city all day long, and we are seconds away now for this opening face-off. The Mighty Ducks are going to start with the puck after taking the opening draw. And that skips away on a nice defensive deflection. Montreal's on the attack. Here's a blast! The scores! Well, talk about friendly pain right there.
Yeah, it's all about the bounces, isn't it, James? And you got to get the right one, and that one is in his favor. Well, this is just a perfect screen. The goaltender can't find the puck because the screen is looking back and finding a way to take away his eyes. Does a great job, and the puck goes in.
Oh, smart heads up Reed. Moves the puck down low. We got a penalty coming up here. Whistle stops the play. The Mighty Ducks are going to be penalized for a holding call here.
A tough penalty to take as you're looking for the equalizer. You're in a one-goal deficit, and you got to find a way to generate offense, James. Real tough one to take.
And a solid job tying up his opponent. There's the whistle as the goalie hangs on. Power play set to roll on as the centers get ready for the face-off. And off the draw, they'll take possession. Great defensive play to break it up. Scores! On the line of finish and put one home.
And this is exactly why you spend so much time in practice working on specialty teams, James. You can see that good movement to open up lanes, just disrupt the box there, and they're able to cash it in.
Lots of time left in this period. The Assassins have recently taken a 2-goal lead. They'd love to build on it. Anaheim's got the puck at center. Branson rips it, and there's a great save by Jones.
I'd say he has some fast twitch muscle fiber there because I'm telling you, he makes that save. I thought that was going in, but he just reacts and keeps it out of the net.
Oh, he caught him on the open ice.
Cliche in hockey is you want to start the game hard and physical and really set the tone, and that's what he was doing right there.
And that pass is intercepted. And the goalie covers up for the whistle.
Jones made a grade A save there, and it just shows that he wants that puck, right? He's so aggressive, he's so assertive in his crease, and he knew where that puck was going every step of the way.
Anaheim's won the faceoff. Into the corner now. And now he moves it quickly to Conway. Good defensive stop at the poke check. Montreal's in now. Conway stick handling in his own zone. And a delayed penalty coming up as he got tripped up. Big time hit along the boards, and there's no give there.
Well, there isn't, and you can just feel the rumble of the boards from up here. Just to move the coverage so that you can open up your lane and then you can attack the net.
The Assassins played along the wing. Solid check to slow him down. Anaheim's got the puck short-handed. Montreal's got the puck. Stops him with the glove. And the goaltender grabs that one for a whistle to try to slow things down here. Another face-off looming here on this power play. Nice job tying up his opponent. Puck is cleared out of the defensive zone. Conway's penalty has expired, and he'll join the penalty kill as they remain short-handed. With possession along the wall. Anaheim's penalty killers get a hold of it. Exploring options here inside the defensive zone.
Goudreau's almost back on the ice.
Big time stop there. The Mighty Ducks take possession in the defensive end. Intercepted. Anaheim's got a hold of it along the wall. Passes the puck over to Conway. Bang on pass to center in the neutral zone. Here's a shot. Oh, what a hit.
Well, you know that this is how he plays, James. He's been lining them up all night long. He's doing a great job of physically engaging.
All alone. Scores! That's how you finish.
This entire play is fantastic, James. Speed, reading the play, and he recognizes he's got a ton of time, freezes the tender, and carries it home.
Past the midway mark of the frame, Montreal's got a 3-goal lead. Grabs the puck in the defensive zone. Pushes it across to Goudreau. Nice zone entry from the right side. Loses possession after he takes a little hit. Taken along the wall by Conway. Moves it to the middle. He scores! What a goal! Anaheim's got one back here in the first period, but what a start.
Lackluster, to put it mildly, and coach wouldn't have drawn this up. You have to start with conviction, and they did not do it. But the latter half of this first period, they're starting to punch a little bit, but they need to find more of that if they want to get back in the game.
Takes it and looks ahead. We got a penalty coming up here on the play. There's the whistle, and here's the call. The Mighty Ducks have been handed due for interference.
I understand when you're racing for the puck to stand in the way of your opponent to slow them down, but you hang out there too long, you're going to get the interference call.
Montreal's power play unit puts their hard hats on as they go back to work.
Power play scored earlier tonight, and that gives you so much confidence heading into this one. You know how you executed the first time, they'll be looking for those same openings.
Montreal's regained possession of the puck. Goes right to the crease. Anaheim's got a chance to work the transition game now, shorthanded. Great reach with the poke check. Hassan's got the puck in his own zone. Lugs the puck into the offensive zone corner. Anaheim's got the puck along the wall. And that's deflected. Slides the puck over. The Mighty Ducks take it along the wall. Into the middle. The shot. And he snags that one with the glove. The Mighty Ducks penalty killers come up huge.
Well, there's players on the bench that would kill for that opportunity. Just no urgency whatsoever from that power play unit and didn't generate any momentum.
Shot! Stops that one. Taken by Hassan. And does it again.
Wow, James, was he ever dialed in that sequence of saves? I mean, one, two, multiple saves here. His D's got to help him out.
And that's blocked from someone in front. Takes a shot. Time seconds and he makes the save. First 20 minutes of play is in the books. Both teams get a chance to refresh and reset. We'll be back with second period action in no time. two. Well, after an entertaining start to this one, period number 2 is now underway. Anaheim's got the puck against the half wall. From behind the net, looks to break out. Now a quick pass to Hassan. He got all of that one. Looking to make something happen in the offensive zone. Tries to tuck it in. And he easily stops that one. Anaheim's got a hold of it against the wall. Blocked, although that might be a save.
Well, that is a save, James. I don't think the goaltender would have gotten to position in time, and he's able to take it away.
Slides it back to the blue line. Dishes it off.
Wow, what an impressive...
They score! And that's back-to-back snipes.
Well, it feels like there's a wave of momentum, and it has certainly changed here. You can get the opportunity, but you have to execute. That's 2 in a row. He does a great job of recognizing that he's not going to have much time to get this puck off, so it's a one-timer, and he's able to beat the goaltender clean.
Anaheim's looked way more engaged since the start of this period, Cheryl, and now they're starting to get some of the rewards.
Well, you can certainly feel the energy. There's 2 trains of thought here. There's the physical side and there's the emotional side of the game. Both are connected for them right now.
Into the offensive zone. Anaheim's got possession of the puck. And he slides it quickly to Conway. Passes out front. Oh, look at this. Breakaway. Oh, absolutely clutch at the stop.
Oh, you gotta love this stuff, James. The game within the game, and this is a one-on-one battle, and this goaltender, he knows exactly where he's at, and he wins it.
Inching closer to the midway mark of this period. The Mighty Ducks have answered back in these last few minutes, but still need one more to even the score. Conway's moving the puck through his own zone. They've got numbers. Here's a chance to the middle. And that's stopped. Puck is frozen, and we get a stoppage in play. Center's gliding up to the face-off dots here. Swoops in off the wing to grab the puck after the centerman tied him up. And he coughs it up with the pass. Can't get it to go. Lets the wrister go. And the traffic neutralizes that threat. Another hit. He will feel this one by the end of the night.
Tough night for him. He's gonna have to keep his head up and move that puck quickly. He doesn't want to get banged again.
Wells carries the puck in his own zone. Oh, what a hip check of the old school variety. Beautiful. Thunderous hip check on the play. Looking to make something happen in the offensive zone. And he comes up with a stop there.
So was the task on that last save. A primetime example that he is in it to win it right now. I mean, that's a high-danger, grade-A chance that he's able to keep out of the net.
Past the halfway mark of this period, Montreal's hanging on to this 3-2 lead. Grabs the puck. Takes the pass. Huge play in his own end to come up with the puck.
Anaheim's been disrupting play all night long, and this is because of their stick position. You have to find ways to be aware and anticipate where that puck is going to be going. Doing a great job, but this is still a close one. They've got to find a way to generate some offense.
Off the draw, he ties up his opponent. Here's a pass in front. He scores! What a play! Looks like lineups are set. They're ready to get things back underway. Sneaks away with the puck after he was tangled up on the draw. To the low slot. The Assassins have it from their own end. Look at this. They've got some bodies here on the attack. Scores! A timely finish, and they take the lead.
Sometimes you can feel momentum swing, James. You can tell that they're playing with more confidence, and as a result, they get a little puck luck and they put it in.
Montreal's got to find a way to build off this one-goal lead now here, Cheryl, in the back half of period number 2.
Well, it's essential certainly haven't held possession. So they've got to find a way to attack on their toes and put their opponent on their heels. Tough spot to be in. You need momentum, and you give it back by going on the PK when you're trailing by 1.
Montreal's got it in the offensive zone. There's a hit, and he's trying to leave everything out there on the ice tonight. Back to the blue line. Wells moves the puck to the corner. Stop that one.
Oh, how did that stay out? Oh, I don't even know how he made that save, James. That was all but in the net and complete desperation and compete level to make that one.
The Mighty Ducks move the puck in the defensive zone. Moves it up through the middle from the right. Skates in behind the cage. Anaheim's got the puck in the corner. He's off. Swing and a miss. And the PK unit gets their man out of the box.
Now, when you get the nod to hit the ice on a power play, you want to execute at least 20% of the time, and all these players are heading back to the bench, and they're deflated.
Sends it down low.
Austin's been feeling it, James. He got the go-ahead goal, and now the puck's on his stick.
Makes the save. Right positioning. Looks easy. Good stand-up hit on the play. Anaheim's got the puck. Gaudreau's got it in the defensive end. The Mighty Ducks played along the boards. On the backhand. Oh, stick save and a beaut.
Well, that shot came quick, and it was right out front. He had to be sharp and be right on it and show his brilliant reflexes.
Leave the body. Here's a chance. And with that, 2 periods now in the books. Been a great night of hockey here on EA Sports, and we got the 3rd period coming at you in moments. Both teams seem fresh after that second intermission. We're ready to drop the puck on period number 3. No shortage of offensive highlights in this one. Let's see if that carries over here as we are underway in the 3rd. All right, partner, what's your take on what you've seen here tonight?
Anaheim's looking for the equalizer in this final 20 minutes of play, James, and I thought that their first 40 minutes, they were strong. You know, their effort areas were quality. I thought that they had a lot of grit to their game, but now they've got to find a way to drive the paint. They've got to have an attack mentality as they're trailing by 1.
Off the post!
The Mighty Ducks
Scores! And that's 3! It's a hat trick here on the road!
Well, hold hat for him in a way because it's a business-like approach as he's on the road. He just says, yeah, just bring it. I mean, gets a hattie to boot.
Lots of time left in this period. The next goal could be a big one as we are tied. Anaheim's won the draw. Takes the feed. They gain the offensive zone from the middle. Montreal's got the puck in their own end. Oh, some smooth skating to lose a defender there. And now it's grabbed by Gaudreau. Takes the stretch pass here in the open ice. Here's a chance in front. And he opts to backtrack here in the play. Oh, you might call that friendly fire as it goes off one of his teammates. The Mighty Ducks look to start the transition game. Montreal's looking to break out. Slides it on over to Hassan. And offside, we'll get a
Athleti's having a type of game like this, you just say, get him the puck, and that's exactly what's happening tonight, because every time it's on his stick, he's finding a way to fill the net here, James. Hattie so far in this game, he has been lethal when that puck is on his stick.
Takes control of the puck. Uses the boards with the bank pass.
Great vision to see that stretch pass.
And he comes up big again.
You can certainly tell that the goaltender is dialed in on that last sequence of saves, James. He's to position, so he finds a way to make multiple saves back-to-back. Dove's doing a great job of helping out his teammates here, able to deny the high-danger scoring chance here. Very athletic in his crease.
Still lots of time left in the period. We got a tie game. And they take possession. Nice job tangling him up on the draw. Handles the puck at the point. Good defensive effort to poke it away. Fires it on net. And another stop.
Well, the puck has been on a string on his stick tonight here, James. I mean, the coach continues to throw him over the boards, knowing that he's going to create offense for his team. Multiple helpers in this one so far. He's really weaving and creating space. Great timing to be able to thread the needle to his line mates to get those helpers.
Anaheim's on the attack. Slides it quickly to Hassan. Takes the feed as Saison moves up ahead.
Not trying to take your job, James, but I had to mention that big hit. Wow, that was a ringer.
Moved up ahead after a nice pass from the right wing. Good hit to bump him off the puck. On the attack into the offensive end, right up the gut. Passes it over. Oh my goodness, that was the only thing that prevented that from going in.
For a tie game, you're looking to get shots to net, and that one almost cashed in high, but it hit the crossbar and ricochets out.
Oh, and look who gets rocked once again.
Well, he's a target now, James, because he's got a lack of spatial awareness. You got to keep your head up if you want to play this game and be safe in it.
The Assassins gain possession. Hassan's lugging the puck. They try to maintain possession inside the defensive zone. Oh, and there's a big-time hit.
Well, that's a massive and timely hit there, James.
Saison off the inside of the post, and we play on.
That's an unlucky bounce as the shooter is driving in and just sees an opening, but unable to convert as it goes off of the pipe and out.
Pinned up on the boards. Oh, those boards rattled after that hit. Wow.
And he's rattling as well, James. I mean, we knew that hit was coming, and then all of a sudden, boom, and he's down for the count.
Oh, I thought he was going to be beaten, and he somehow got a piece of that. And he takes the pass. Montreal's got a hold of the puck now. Good hit on the play. The Assassins are across the line and into the offensive end. Moves it around along the half wall. And that won't go as it hits right at the score.
Shifts are critical. They want to play with a ton of energy and keep their opponent guessing. They bend, but they don't break here, James. This is a 200-foot play. When you take care of business in your own end, it ends up going the other way. It is something that coaches look for. How you defend, how you can turn pucks over and get going north. They capitalize, they execute, and they wind up on the score sheet.
Montreal's gone up by 1 here in period number 3.
You know that they recognize that they've got the lead in the third period, so they have to be defensively responsible, but you can't just sit back and protect. You got to be aggressive when you've got the moment.
He scores! There's the hat-trick and Ray Chapeau!
Yeah, Ray Chapeau is right there. Cats all over the ice. They're going to have to collect them all. This is going to take some time. But man, has he ever had an effective night. He had 2, and he was thinking 3 all the way. goaltender, very aware, knows where the shooter is in that low slot, and makes the save.
Takes it to the net. Big time block on the play.
Well, he's doing what it takes, James. And listen, coach is going to love that one. I expect to see him out here again. Well, he's having a multiple-point game right now because of how dynamic he's been in the offensive zone. I mean, he's been all around the net. When he's got the puck on his stick, he's a shooting threat. But also, when he's off of the puck, he's getting to the right spots at the right time. And this is how you generate offense. And he's been doing it all game long.
Takes control of the puck. Moves it in front. Another pass. Great defensive play to pick off the pass. Moves the puck along the half wall. And the shot dies in the traffic jam. Montreal's got the puck in the defensive end. And as the final seconds tick off the clock, the home fans acknowledging what they just saw tonight. And he takes that one right in the midsection.
One of the most difficult things to do in hockey is manage the pulse of the game. And when you're trailing, you got to find ways to get back in it, to fuel, to ignite yourself, to push and dictate pace. Well, that hit right there is sending a very clear message that they're still in it.
Well, this one's pretty much elementary, but one more face-off here. Oh, he needed to make that save with time on the net. And that brings an end to this one here this evening. Well, Donovan's thrown down, challenge accepted prior to this one, and you know what, Cheryl? This was just a fun EASHL matchup.
Yeah, it was pretty back and forth, but I'll tell you what, the victor goes to the team that played better, and it didn't turn out the way the losing team wanted.
I'm a dip, but I ride that. We can fall in love, but I'm not yoked. No, I feel alive when I'm chilling in the garden with Eve. A snake trying to bite me, but I don't want to leave. And you know that apple tastes good. He
Moments away from puck drop, both teams seem ready to go. The Mighty Ducks start things off on the right note by winning the opening draw. Puck pass over to Saison. Lead pass ahead. Tripped up on the play, delayed penalty coming up. Here comes the call. The Mighty Ducks have been handed a 2-minute penalty for tripping.
Well, the official is right there to make the call, and no question about it, it's tripping. Anytime you take someone's feet out from under them, you're going to head to the box for 2.
The Mighty Ducks win it in the defensive zone. Here they come up along the wing. Moves it quickly over to Samard. And he slides it quickly to Amidovsky. And that's hooked away. Steps into all of that. And that's intercepted in the defensive end. Kicks off the coverage. Boom! What a hit!
In order to dictate the tempo of the game right at the onset of it, you want to make your opponent think and hear you coming, and that's what he does with that first hit.
And he shuts the door on that. Scooped up along the wall by Seneca. And the power play unit comes up empty on that one. And that was a good heads-up read to make that save. Great heads-up play in the neutral zone by Seneca. And the pass is redirected. Scores! Let's go!
Now, it's hard to miss from this distance, but you got to get there. You got to get the puck on your stick. He does a great job of getting in tight.
Montreal's on the board. The crowd's loving it. I even think the coach is smiling on the bench, too.
That's always a good thing when you look back at your coach and they're smiling, because it doesn't happen often, James. The one thing that does get a smile is a great start, because they now know that you are ready right from puck drop, not from just a physical standpoint, but from an emotional side, too.
On the rush. Oh, off the post.
Montreal's players on the bench are shaking their head. They can't believe
Scores! And they run it back with another.
Yeah, back-to-back goals. You can feel the energy, the wave, the momentum, and the tides have turned here, James. They need to keep the pedal to the metal. This is a prime-time example of not taking the care of the puck in your own end, and you find a way to get out of it. You weather the storm, but in transition, when you are quick, you can capitalize, and that's exactly what's happened here.
Directs it on over to Nadolski. Quick shot. Crowds him with the glove. Goaltender hangs on for the whistle. Montreal still got time here in this first period to increase this lead. Gaudreau's won the draw inside his own end. From his own end, he picks up the puck. With the bank pass. Along the half wall with the puck. Sends the pass in front. Oh, and he keeps it here. That's gloved by Gaudreau. We'll get a face-off after the puck stays covered up. Still lots of time left here in this frame. Montreal's really controlled the pace of play these last few minutes, leading by 2. Puck grab by Conway. And that goes off, pours off a body. The Hokie Snappers will play from the defensive zone. Great pass from off the right side. From the neutral zone now. Amidovsky's got the puck. Huge hit on the play. Anaheim's got it in their own zone. Feeds it over. Slides it across. Finds some space in the corner. Long reach breaks up the momentum. Now over to Samard. Moves the puck. Can't maintain possession after that hit. The Mighty Ducks have it now. Gives him a jolt with that hit. Makes his... He's got a step. Oh, that goes sideways.
Yeah, it's a tough look, James, and a missed opportunity. It's not often that you get in all alone. At the very least, you got to make the goaltender make a save.
Oh, some strong physicality on the play. Through the neutral zone and into the offensive end. Beat the goaltender, but couldn't beat the post. And the puck stopper hangs on to get a breather here for the team.
When the emotion elevates after a save like that, James, and even on replay, it's happening again for me. I mean, that was absolutely unbelievable. Everyone's standing on their feet. They
job moving their feet tonight, and they lead here midway through the first. Great reach with the stick by Amidovsky. Driving right to the front. Had a save, and he made it look easy. Great job there. Anaheim's got it in their own zone. Gaudreau's got it along the wing. Into the corner of the attacking area. Huge steal in his own end. Anaheim's got a hold of the puck. Here they come on the attack. Swatted away with the stick in the defensive zone. Anaheim's gained possession along the boards. Takes the feed in the middle of the ice. Moves into the slot. Big time stop by Gaudreau.
He does a great job of reading the defender's stick here. James, he knows exactly how to create a little time and space, and he takes it.
Penalty coming up as the play's blown dead. Amidovsky's going off for interference.
It's going to be an interference call, and trust me, James, I know what he's trying to do here. You're trying to slow up your opponent, give your team opportunity to get to that puck first, but he holds on a little too long, so he's going to the sin bin.
Trying to clear the puck from his own end. And they clear the zone, and that'll shave some time off.
A great sequence by the PK unit, really aggressive, close quickly on the puck, and they get it down the ice.
There's the horn. Still 40 more minutes left in regulation time. We'll get to the second period right after this. The middle stanza is about to go. The officials ready to drop the puck. Anaheim's got possession to start the period as their power play continues. Julio's taking it from his own end. Oh, he throws down an intergalactic hit there.
And they have to be keeping their heads up here. I mean, you know exactly what he's going to be doing when he gets on the ice. He's thrown a ton of hits so far. Well, this is a timely hit here, James. He knows they're down. They're trailing in this one, but they are not out of it. So if everyone can elicit some sort of response on their next shift, they can rally the troops and they can get back in this thing.
Gaudreau's quick stick lands on the puck here at center. Sends the pass over. And that one's turned away. From the back of the cage with the puck. Anaheim's got the puck. Moves the pass in front. And he'll hang on to it to regroup here for a moment. Oh, how about that for sacrifice?
Well, on a PK, you have to sacrifice, and I love the way that he gets out there aggressively and makes sure that that shot does not... Oh, you don't practice that one in goalie sessions, James. You just have to have fight and compete to get to that puck. He has all of it, and he makes the save.
And as play continues, listen to these fans. They're starting to get loud. Recognizing what we saw not long ago here, Cheryl.
Yeah, James, I mean, they're continuing to acknowledge the save he made earlier because they know the temperature of this game. And hey, the fans are now in it. They're all on board, and guess what? The goaltender knows it.
Feeds it up ahead. Grabs possession of the puck. Rips it. Great save by the goaltender who was in the right place at the right time.
There's a ton of pace to this game right now, and both teams trying to dictate with quick counters, and how they're skating off the puck extremely fast, which is generating a ton of speed, and it's a trap meet, trading chances at both ends.
The Hockey Snappers have had a lot of jump in their steps since the drop of the puck in this one, and they lead it here in this second period. Stoppage in play as we get an offside. Plenty of playing time left in this frame. The Hockey Snappers are currently sitting in the driver's seat, leading 2-0. Anaheim's won the draw in the neutral zone. And he takes the feed. He grabs the puck here at the point. Intercepted the pass. Anaheim's gained possession.
Goudreau's going to have to keep his head up, James, and he caused that injury, our hometown player, and the crowd is frustrated, and they're booing every time he touches the puck.
Here's a shot! Denies him! He got all of it! And we get a whistle as the goaltender decides to hang on to this one. Both teams readying here for the face-off. Montreal's won the defensive zone draw. And here's the pass to Simard. Smart read by the defender to come up with it. Angles it over to Amidovsky. Thunderous collision on the play.
Well, and you got to love the sacrifice of this play here, James.
He scores! So someone's beaten up with his second of the night.
Yeah, I expected he's going to be looking for the Hattie because he's been all around the paint tonight, James, just showing off his skill set.
And off the face-off, they take possession. Montreal's got the puck here in the open ice. And that's broken up in the defensive zone by Conway. Oh, they telegraph the pass, and he kicks it off. Flushes the leather. What a save by Goudreau.
Conway's the one to lead the comeback here. He's the captain of this team with an offensive zone face-off. No better way to create some momentum than get one on the board.
Grabbed along the boards by Amidovsky. Here's a pass to the middle. Scores! What a finish on the play! The Hockey Snappers are on the freight train here in period number 2, continuing to find offense.
Well, there's no question that they're steamrolling their opponent here. I mean, the ice is tilted, and it is one way, James. They found a way to maintain possession. How about the shots they're getting on net? Unbelievable.
Dishes it off. Shot attempt completely fails on that. The Hockey Snappers gain control of the puck. The Mighty Ducks gain the zone. Looking to make something happen along the boards. And he takes the dish. Sends one up to Seneca. Here we go. On-man rush here. And now it's stopped.
Well, this is a big hit here, and I don't think the other team likes it because it's a product of frustration. They're trailing in the game by quite a margin and really just not maintaining the emotions or the control within the game. And as a product, this is hit as a result.
Grabs control of it at the point.
Anaheim's got to find a way to reset and refocus. Almost look at it as another game within the game. This is really tough to do. We used to call it park it as an athlete.
In front, and a stoppage on the play as the goaltender covers things up.
Simard's been so efficient with the puck tonight, James. I mean, sometimes it is a struggle, and other nights it just feels easy, and that's what it feels like here for him tonight. He wants that puck. You can see him communicating with his teammates. He wants it. He wants to shoot it. He's all around the net, and he's buried it already for a hat trick.
Quick feed to Goudreau. Whiffs on that. Gets control of the puck here in his own end. Moves it to Seneca. Receives the pass. Conway stick handling in his own zone. Long pass up ahead to center. Quick shot. Scores. Well, they've got a mountain to climb, but they at least have started the escalation.
Well, yeah, they're not at the base of the mountain anymore, but I'll tell you, they're looking up, and it's a long way to go. They're going to have to dig in, put their work boots on if they want to claw their way back into this one, James.
Montreal's had no shortage of scoring opportunities tonight, and they have capitalized on plenty as they take a sizable lead here late in the second. Oh, look at this. Anaheim's got the puck inside the defensive zone. The Mighty Ducks carried along the wall. Montreal's got the puck along the boards. Oh, great move to sidestep the check. Anaheim's got control of it now from their own end. The Mighty Ducks looking against the half wall. He's enough. Denies him on the one-timer. There it is. That's a wrap for period number 2. Both teams will get a chance to get a little breather here, and we'll come back. Third period action next. Who's ready for some more hockey? Welcome back to EA Sports Sabalski Pounder. And here we go with period number 3 moments away. It has certainly been a one-sided affair tonight, and we are underway in the third. Well, 2 periods down. Here we go with the third period. Cheryl, your assessment so far?
Anaheim's trailing in the game here in the third period, James, but it hasn't been for a lack of effort or not buying into the game plan. I feel like they've been urgent, they've been skating well, and of course they've dominated possession time. It's just a matter of having it translate to offense on the scoreboard. Sinecki's been showing the different layers to his game with a multiple-point night here, James. Just knowing how to distribute, just having an uncanny sense of where the puck is and where it's going to be, and that's anticipation. When you have that kind of ability, you know you're going to put up some decent numbers.
Gaudreau's won the draw at center. Anaheim's got the puck along the wall. Julio's got it in the defensive end. Inside his own end, moves the puck. Runs him hard against the boards. Anaheim's got it along the wall. Breaks up the pass in the defensive zone. Shakes off the defender with some nifty moves. Gains the zone through the middle. Here's a feed in front. And that doesn't connect. Amadowski's got it against the boards. There's the whistle. Let's see what the referee saw. Gaudreau's going on for 2 minutes here. 4 calls.
Being down by a bunch of goals, and then you get running around with frustration and out of control, and that's the reason why you took a penalty.
Great read with the stick. The Hockey Snappers will play it in their own end. Seneca's got it in the offensive zone. With the blast! Let's go! With the man engaged, and they make it click.
These are what we call tenacious goals, and you have to have a certain mentality to want to get to the dirty areas on the ice. You know that his coach will like this one as he fights for that rebound and buries it.
The Hockey Snappers are sending a clear message that they are not taking their foot off the gas in this third period here, Cheryl.
Well, you can certainly tell that they bought into the game plan, and the coach is certainly ecstatic with the performance of the entire bench. I mean, look at the way they're moving, holding the puck, attacking the net at the right times. It has been a seamless effort.
Montreal's looking to break out. Loses the coverage there. And another hit. The human buzzsaw is in full effect on the ice tonight here, Cheryl.
It certainly is, and if you're the opponent, man, head's gonna be on a swivel. You're gonna be knowing when he's coming, and you may shy away from the puck.
Slides into Bouillon. Montreal's got the puck in the defensive end. Great positioning by the defender. And down he goes as the puck goes free. Takes the puck. It's a contact sport, people. There's proof right there. And that's off the iron. He stopped it. He stopped it.
Oh, he's like a rubber band, James. I thought he was out of the net, but he finds his way back in to make that save.
Takes the puck. Blocked off the puck. Picked up along the wall by Simard. There's an injection of energy with that hit. Anaheim's got the puck against the boards. Scores! Anaheim's recognized that they're not going to play run time here, so at least try to make it respectable.
Respectable, and they can finish with physicality, and that's something that the staff will be telling them. Also look for everyone to be jumping into the attack, trying to get some pressure on their opponent and get some much-needed goals.
On the attack along the boards. Oh, he gets a block around the post. Scores! They came, they saw, they took advantage of the rebound and scored. Anaheim's got one back, but Cheryl, they need more.
They need more, and they're going to have to pay the price to get to the paint, the most coveted spot on the ice, fight through traffic, and find a way to get the puck to the net.
Knocked away. Sends it down low. Montreal's got the puck. And that's stolen by Goudreau. Oh, and he whiffs on it. Montreal's got it in their own zone. Sneaks by the poke check. Puts it on net. Trapper saved. Didn't get all of it, but still enough. There's the whistle. We'll get a face-off after the goalie covers up.
Just want to have a look at his assists here, James, so far in this game. You really sense that he's spatially aware tonight. When that puck is on his stick, it really is on a string. I mean, he's manipulating his opponent. He's creating space. But he is just a knack to know exactly where his line mates are.
And he grabs a loose puck and he's in alone. Great defensive effort with the stick. And it's a quick pass to Conway. Oh, and he completely muffs the shot. Seneca's gained the line and on the attack. Rocked him.
Listen, James, the game is never over. Yes, you're trailing. It's late in the game, but anything can happen. And a spark right there with that hit. Just put him to it tight and get something going.
Quick pass to Simard. Into the offensive end, right up the middle. Anaheim's looking to break out of their own end. Handles the puck. Less than 60 seconds left here in the final frame. Feeds it down low. Montreal's got the puck along the wall. Passes it over. They score! Right on the doorstep. The rebound there to be had. And they made no mistake about tucking that one home.
A great awareness by him on the ice here, James, and you have to have your stick on the ice if you want to intercept this pass. He does. He uses his offensive instincts to get going north right away, gets his feet moving, hits the open player for an assist on the goal.
Here's a short pass to Seneca. One hit on the... He scores! And he's not done yet! Wow!
No, I mean, how many more are going to come now, James? The floodgates have opened, I hope a long time ago, but that puck is following him around, and every chance he gets, he's bearing it.
Seneca's won the draw here in the open ice. There's the whistle. We've got an offside.
Goudreau's been bringing all of his skills tonight. He's finally going to connect for a goal here after having multiple opportunities. You knew he was going to find it at some point here, James, because he was in and around the net